Today, I welcome to today's classes. I want to start by first tackling some of the questions that have come along after our Melon classes last week. And one of the questions that I've received is about spacing. And someone asked that I should just elaborate on spacing for the melons. This one is dependent majorly on your mode of irrigation, and I will tackle majorly the persons who are using furrow irrigation. So for the furrow irrigation, ideally the best spacing that I've seen is from plant to plant. You do 2 feet or 2.5 feet, and then from furrow to furrow, or from line to line, you do 2 to 2.5 meters. So that is a good spacing because it gives your plant a good area to creep, and also ensures that when you're spraying, because the plant will not be crowded, when you're spraying you are able to target if it's the flower or the fruit against the different pests, and generally then it gives your plant also a good area to get the light. So that is the best spacing that I've seen working. And then for the planting, you plant only 1 seed per hole, or 1 seed only, because there are others who have said that should I plant 2 seeds in one place or in one hole. I've said the best way to do it is just plant 1 seed. And then another question that came along is that the farmer wanted me to elaborate on the melon fly management, which is basically a menace to farmers, and he asked what is the best time to start managing this pest. Number one, the best time to start managing this pest is at the onset of flowers, because most farmers will realize that the fruits have been attacked later on when the fruits are visible. So the best time to start managing this pest is as soon as you see the flowering has begun. And majorly you will start with the male flowers. So do not wait to start seeing the fruits, because by the time you're seeing the fruits, already the melon fly has already done damage to the plant or to the fruit. So the best time is to start or to install the traps when you see the first flowers, which is basically about at week 3 to week 4, depending on your region. And then also integrate the other management practices using the pesticides. And remember, as I've always indicated, for good control, ensure that you are incorporating neem oil in your sprays. This will give you good control of the melon fly. And then another thing, when managing the melon fly, ensure that you also adjust your spray program so that the repeat interval is not wide. So you can do a repeat interval of at least not more than 5 days, so that, because you realize that the flowers come out very fast. So by the time you're having 5 days, you should have controlled the melon fly against the female flowers that are coming. Remember, the melon fly has two flowers, the male flower and the female flower. It's only the female flower that turns into a fruit, and this is what we protect the melon fly against. So ensure that the person who is spraying also targets this female flower, so that you have at least the spray on the female flower, so that when the melon fly is coming to deposit its eggs on the fruit, then it's not able. So the neem oil acting as an oviposition deterrent will ensure that the melon fly does not lay its eggs on the fruit. The third question that I received is, what is the best time to spray against whiteflies? Ideally, whiteflies, to control whiteflies, you need to understand how they act with respect to temperatures. So remember, as the day goes along, that means as temperatures rise, then the whiteflies become more active and become more resistant to pesticides. So the best time to spray the whiteflies or against whiteflies is when the pests are docile, when the pests are not active. And this basically means either spraying very early in the morning or very late in the evening. I have seen farmers spraying at night, and they've come to say that they're getting good control, but the best time to spray is when they are docile, when they're not flying off, and these you'll have good control. The other question, which is always asked by so many farmers, is what is my expected yield per unit area? And this farmer indicated per acreage. So I will tackle this question in a different way. The expected yield, we have the practical yield, and then we also have the indicated yield that any seed will say that any producer of seed will say this is the expected yield. But practically, I've seen farmers getting at least 12 to 18 tons per acre. That is the practical yield that I've seen. But ideally, when you work on the Excel sheet and you're extrapolating and seeing how many plants you've planted per acre and how many tons you're expecting, then you'll see that maybe the potential yield comes to about 25. So for potential yields, then you're talking about 25 tons per acre. But practical yield, I've seen up to 18 tons per acre. Maybe for the farmers who have done it practically, for those who have done more than 18 tons per acre, can also tell us their secret. But ideally, I'll say maybe farmers just need to manage the ambition and work with 18 metric tons per acre. And then another farmer said, I see sometimes when my plants are flowering, some flowers fall off. And I am also advised to thin fruits when I'm having more than 4 fruits per plant. Should I thin the fruits? And why are my flowers falling off? This question has been asked by so many farmers about flowers falling off. Remember, I have indicated that the melon plant and also the cucurbits plant have 2 types of flowers, the male flower and the female flowers. So majorly you'll see that the male flowers will always fall off. And sometimes the female flowers will fall off after maybe you achieve the set number of fruits. And you don't need to worry if you've taken care of the first, second, and the third fruit, because this basically, the plant will basically do its own family planning, and you realize at least 3 fruit per plant, which basically will give you good yields and good returns if each fruit gets to the required size or the required market size. So with 3 fruit per plant and you get the required market size, then you will definitely break even. And I advise farmers, because there's one farmer who asked, how many fruit should I target per plant? I've seen instances where farmers have had so many fruits per plant in an acre, and then they don't get any returns, because when buyers are coming to your farms, they don't buy the number of fruits. They basically buy the good fruits. So it's better you have a few fruits that are of good quality. Quality means basically the size, the phenotypic value, and have the fruit go to the market, than having several hundreds or thousands of fruit per acre which will not be taken to the market. So it's not just about the number of fruit, it's about the number of good fruits that will get to the market. So as you plan your melon journey, melon farming is an interesting journey, which majorly I tell farmers it's a journey that can take you home, and it's also a journey that can take you to the bank. But when you're starting this journey, get the nitty-gritties, understand the whole journey, because melon is a very, very technical crop, but a very simple crop. Remember, after planting to harvesting, majorly will take about 60 to 75 days, depending on your area. And the cost implication per acre for the melon is about 80,000 per acre. That is, it's subject to discussion because it will narrow down on what cost are we talking about. So for the farmers who are doing fallow irrigation, if you already have your farm set up and you're basically buying the implements, then you would not go below 80,000 per acre. But this changes as you do acreage. So the more acreage you do, then the cost per acre goes down. For any other melon question on production, then you can contact us and also support us by buying our inputs from Elim Agro Info as we help you in the journey of production. Thank you so much.